Just last year, 5 members of Congress signed a letter urging President Biden to launch an investigation into the Live Nation Ticketmaster merger, which they say strangled competition in live entertainment ticketing and continues
Destroyed
to harm.
It's not just that Ticketmaster Live Nation strangled competition, they strangle themselves. So there's only this tiny little trickle of tickets coming out at any given time that everybody has to scramble for, right? It's like when they release water in the Mad Max movie.
Do not, my friends, become addicted to
Affordable tickets.
it. Will take hold of you, and you will resent its absence.
Okay, folks, let's look at this Ticketmaster situation.
Ticketmaster's site was down on Tuesday.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Bad blood between Swifties and Ticketmaster reaching a boiling point. Fans attempt
It's pun. It's always the puns. They cannot stop with the puns. Okay, sorry.
attempting to buy pre-sale tickets to Taylor's Eras tour stuck in the live event site's digital queue for hours after the site appeared to freeze.
Holy cow.
We got bad blood.
This is the second time they've done the bad blood thing in this one video.
Swifties taking to social media calling the pre-sale a nightmare, an absolute dumpster fire, and one person saying it's called the Eras Tour because if you try to log into Ticketmaster, all you get are Era messages.
Yeah, they've been awful since I was a kid, man. Like, I remember Pearl Jam boycotting them and all kinds of bands just boycotting them because they're just awful and they have this giant monopoly over and they can charge you whatever the F they want. They can cheap out on everything. They can not have enough servers. They can not have created a strong enough network. They could just not have the coding or whatever. They're just like all thumbs. She's like one of the biggest artists in the world. She's probably the biggest artist in the world right now. They should have known. And they should have planned. They should have spent some money. They should have hired people. They should have created infrastructure for this so it would have gone smoothly. But they don't need to because they have no competition.
Fans throughout the day on Tuesday reporting delays and glitches that rendered them ticketless.
Please, God, please.
They can't.
No, what just happened?
A spokesperson for
Whoa, buddy. I'm sorry. I mean, like I remember when I was a kid, we'd have whatever shows we were going to go to that summer. You plan your whole season around what shows you're going to, who you're going to see, or just what you're going to do. This really F's with people's lives. These kids are obviously obsessed with Taylor Swift, and it's really upsetting, especially when you just feel powerless. And their little error messages are always just seeming so passive-aggressive, right? It's like, we're sorry you're having trouble. Like, just don't say anything to me.
spokesperson for Ticketmaster telling ABC News millions of fans registered for Taylor Swift's Eras verified fan presale, with demand more than twice the number of tickets available. Then on top of that, millions more showed up to try to buy.
Hold on. Of course you're going to get at least twice the number of people. Well, how many shows have they set up? I don't know.
But for some, Tuesday's snafu is indicative of a bigger problem. Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeting, "Daily reminder that Ticketmaster is a monopoly. Its merger with Live Nation should never have been approved, and they need to be reined in. Break them up." Just last year, 5 members of Congress signed a letter urging President Biden to launch an investigation into the Live Nation Ticketmaster merger, which they say strangled competition in live entertainment ticketing and continues to harm consumers.
Destroyed competition. And just as I'm finishing editing here, the New York Times has broken the news that the Justice Department has opened an antitrust investigation into the owner of Ticketmaster, whose sale of Taylor Swift tickets descended into chaos this week, focused on whether or not Live Nation has abused its power over the live music industry. Okay, so there might actually be some trust busting. There might actually be some breaking up of the monopolies by the government. I'm not going to hold my breath, but this is definitely a positive sign.
But now this morning, resale sites like StubHub have tickets listed at much higher prices.
I've heard about this too.
2 tickets for a Saturday show in New Jersey listed at more than $35,000 each.
I mean, that's a crazy price. Like, you can find that listed on StubHub. Whether people are actually paying that is a different argument. It's not just that Ticketmaster Live Nation strangle competition. They strangle themselves. So there's only this tiny little trickle of tickets coming out at any given time that everybody has to scramble for, right? It's like when they release water in the Mad Max movie.
become addicted to.
Affordable tickets.
It will take hold of you, and you will resent its absence.
Due to extraordinarily high demand on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory to meet that demand, tomorrow's public on sale for Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, has been canceled. I think that's probably BS. They could definitely expand their ability to suit this many ticket seekers, but they're choosing not to because they know it's going to drive prices through the roof. The Eras on sale made one thing clear: Taylor Swift is an unstoppable force and continues to set records. Ticketmaster wrote an explainer posted on its website, noting that many fans were unable to get tickets. Well, it could set records, but you don't have to charge people through the nose for it, right? During the pre-sale, the platform required fans to pre-register for its verified fan system, which it says is designed to help manage high-demand shows, sift out bots, and limit overcrowding to keep wait times shorter. Of course, bots will buy a huge number of tickets at once. That's what they say is necessary to get bots out of there. Who knows? According to the site, more than 3.5 million fans pre-registered for the program, becoming the largest registration the platform has ever seen. Ticketmaster says 2 million verified fans were put on a waiting list and 1.5 million were given the chance to enter the queue when the sale began. But the company said a staggering number of bot attacks and fans without verified fan invite codes caused unprecedented traffic and saw fans waiting in online queues for up to 8 hours. This isn't the first time Ticketmaster has angered Swifties. Back in 2018, the price for tickets for her shows reached as high as $1,500 US, and many fans complained they weren't even allowed into the program that would have let them buy more modestly priced ticket sales. I don't doubt it. Reality is, it's a function of the massive demand that Taylor Swift has, Greg Maffei told CNBC. The site was supposed to be opened up for 1.5 million verified Taylor Swift fans. We had 14 million people hit the site. All right, yeah, I get it. That's way more than you would plan for, but you should have planned for way more. 1.5 million, and that is all. You can impose a tier system on people, but that doesn't mean that people are going to be into it or be excited about it or going to want to abide by it. They're going to try to get the tickets as quickly as they possibly can. It's absurd to think that they would just wait, that millions of people would just sit there and wait while the chosen few... No, everybody's going to rush the site at once. You know that. Maffei went on to explain that Swift's Eras Tour isn't even a Live Nation promoted event. Interestingly, AEG, our competitor, who is the promoter for Taylor Swift, chose to use us because we are, in reality, the largest and most effective ticket seller in the world. What he means by in reality is you can't beat us. There is no competition for us. So, just bend the knee. They have promotional competitors, but they don't have ticket sale competitors. A spokesperson for AEG Presents, Live Nation's biggest competitors in the concert promotion space, and the owner of numerous venues across the country, said Ticketmaster's exclusive deals with the vast majority of venues on the Eras Tour required us to ticket through their system. We didn't have a choice. This paired with the chairman's insistence that the presale was derailed by demand. This exceeded every expectation for Swift's first tour in 4 years. That's caused a huge issue. Feels like a major deflection in the face of the scrutiny Ticketmaster and Live Nation have faced, not only from ticketless fans or those who feel robbed by platinum markups, but from politicians who may be in a position to interfere with the dominating monopoly on concert ticket and promoting. It's like Google. It's like Yahoo. You know how Yahoo dominates the search engine space? And I really think Swifties have to understand their own power, and you probably do, and I'm probably just going to mansplain this to you, but you're a very, very important consumer block. You're young, 18 to 35 largely. Of course, there's people of all different ages. You're socially active, you're financially active, you have jobs and you make purchases and you live in the world and you partake in the world, you go to concerts, you go to movies. You are a very, very important consumer block to keep happy. So even if Ticketmaster wants to be like, oh, F these people, we can do what we want, it's our monopoly, they're going to pee you off, right? So they're going to make you incredibly upset. So I really hope that Swifties, as a block, as a voting block, as a consumer block, as a whatever, you're all different types of people from all different walks of life. I hope you, just for my own personal politics, keep Ticketmaster's feet to the fire. It is the next day. Let's put on some lights. All right. It is the next day, and Ms. Swift has responded to the situation. Let's take a look. Guys, Groucho, sometimes he sits in my lap and tries to kiss me. Okay, here we go. Well, it goes without saying that I'm extremely protective of my fans. We've been doing this for decades together, and over the years, I brought so many elements of my career in-house. I've done this specifically to improve the quality of my fans' experience by doing it myself with my team who care as much about my fans as I do. It's really difficult for me to trust an outside entity with these relationships and loyalties, and excruciating for me to just watch mistakes happen with no recourse. Okay, interesting tone there that she's kind of taking against Ticketmaster. I mean, this is not a conciliary or she's not defending them, which is good. There are a multitude of reasons why people had such a hard time trying to get tickets, and I'm trying to figure out how this situation can be improved moving forward. I'm not going to make excuses for anyone because we asked them multiple times if they could handle this kind of demand, and we were assured they could. Exactly. Like, you should just prepare. The idea that, oh no, 14 million people, it's 2022. There's 8 billion people on the planet. So they basically just lied to her. They said, oh yeah, no, we're going to be set up we're going to have the infrastructure for the sale day. But no, they knew that they were going to screw people over, and this entire thing was going to happen, and you were going to get incredibly expensive tickets as a result. It's truly amazing that 2.4 million people got tickets. But it really pisses me off that a lot of them feel like they went through several bear attacks to get them. Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, like, you really want your concert going experience to be like a chill thing. It's like it's the good thing that happens. It's supposed to be nice and happy, and to have to spend so much money and spend so much time begging this website to just function properly. And they're like, well, there's nothing we can do. There's too many of you. Like, you want a website that works. Like, I get, like, Ticketmaster wants to make a lot of money. They want to make the most amount of money with the fewest number of people. But you also want to be a website that actually works. Like, when I go to, I want to feel like there's functional programming happening on the site side. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm just, like, somewhere where, like, I send my money and hopefully it goes through and hopefully it doesn't, all, like, that's what the internet economy is. It's being a trustworthy website. And if they lied to her, what I hope is she's implying is that she starts up, like, her own Ticketmaster or something, or, like, I don't know if that's what she's going to do, but she definitely has, like, the network of relationships. She doesn't seem like she's out of material. She's probably going to be touring for a long time. She seems like a really active performer. If I were these venues, if I were, like, because what Ticketmaster has is relationships with venues all around the country. And what Taylor Swift has is relationships with venues all around the country. And you might even be able to argue a much more important relationship. You if you're a booker for the Megadome or whatever in Seattle or something, or some big city, you want to be on Taylor Swift's good side, probably for the next couple of decades, right? So, and Ticketmaster are showing themselves to be pretty callous when it comes to a lot of these things. So, I don't know. I think she probably could do it. Maybe she's exploring avenues to do that. I think that'd be pretty rad. What do you think? You want to get down? All right, let's let you down. So it's an interesting idea. Like, would she create a system? Would she create a lottery system where, like, more than just the people with the most money could also get a lottery? Could we get like a mid-tier lottery for a certain number of tickets? Can we get like a cheap tier lottery for a certain number of tickets? Really, what I think she could do is, like, get the venues together and have them create some sort of consortium or some sort of agreement, because they're the ones on the hook. When these shows get canceled and when everything goes up in the air, they're the ones holding the bag. They have to figure out a way to not get totally dictated to by Ticketmaster, and maybe Taylor Swift's team could facilitate that. Some sort of big, like, not a union of venues, but like a consortium, a chairmanship, something like that, of venues that decide collectively on maybe pricing models or on ticket release. Like, you have to have a certain amount of capacity for ticket holders if you want to work with these venues, 20,000 seat and up or something like that. But it could be incredibly interesting if Taylor Swift were to really engage with this. I know she, like, tiptoes into politics sometimes. This is kind of a political thing, because Ticketmaster has done nothing illegal here. They've done things that enrage people, that really, really upset people. But they're totally within their rights to try to squeeze as much money out of people as they possibly can. If you guys got tickets, let me know in the comments. If you didn't, also let me know in the comments. Is there another band you could go see? I don't know. I know it's frustrating, and maybe you don't even want to think about it for a little while. If you haven't gotten tickets and you're really upset. But there's been so many bands that I've fallen in love with seeing them live, seeing them for the first time. Like, I really basically got into the Grateful Dead just by seeing, like, Rat Dog shows, by seeing Phil and Friends shows when I was a kid. There are so many bands and so many groups where you just go and you get the vibe at the show, and then you're in love with them. Alvin Youngblood Hart blew me away when I saw him. Nobody knows about him still, but if you see him live, you'll always remember him. So I hope if you weren't able to get tickets, that you don't throw out your love of live music altogether, that you and your friends figure out another show to go to that might not be Taylor Swift, but might be really interesting or might be a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I am hopeful that you are able to have a good weekend, even if you weren't able to get tickets. Hugs and kisses to all of you. Please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I know everybody was expecting a reaction video today. I have shot a reaction video, I was editing it, and then all of this happened, so I jumped on it and I did the video to this. But don't worry, reaction video coming out soon. All kinds of fun things coming up on my channel soon. And until next time, keep playing.